Hey everyone, it's Caleb from Brickloaf, and today I'm going to be giving you an update on all our weekly projects, so let's begin. First up, we've got our haul from the Lego store, and we managed to pick up the two gift with purchases, the Easter chicks and the bunny. And we also picked up some pieces from the Pick-A-Figure. We needed some of them, plus we got the Chicken Kid. We've got the Fire Brigade. We've been waiting for this one for forever, and we finally just decided to get it. We also picked up the new Wolverine mech. We haven't had a Wolverine figure in forever, so we decided to get this one. It is updated and different from the last one, and we're really excited to have this because he's a really awesome character. And we picked up the Lunar Roving Vehicle because we love the new space guys. There's some really cool pieces with it, and I love how you can combine some of these sets to work together. As you can see here, we've already got the two advent calendars that we got from our trip already built, and some of our figures are already put in our town. These Harry Potter ones are really fantastic because you can't usually get these anywhere else. And the city ones are nice because we weren't really collecting city sets at the time. So it's nice to add these figures that were kind of popular in those city sets to our collection. Additionally, Monkey Kid's delivery bike is completed. It was a very simple build, but it was altogether fun. It's got a really cool little ramen package on the top. It's got dumplings on the back. And I really love the Monkey Kid uniforms. The characters always have the best facial expressions out of any of the figures, and their prints on their torso and legs are usually the best. I also love the hair. So if you're looking for characters that have a lot of expression and uniqueness to them, you should probably check out the Monkey Kid figures, especially because the Monkey Kid theme is kind of going out. I think they're in the last wave right now. I did finish building the UCS Thor's hammer, and I gotta say this is probably one of my favorite UCS builds because it's got a super awesome base. I wish it did have the place for the minifigure though. But I love how you can just take the hammer right off of it. And the hammer does have a few playable features. I like how it's not just something you sit there on a shelf. You can use it. You can wield it. It is very heavy. But I like how you can hold it and it won't fall apart as well. What's really surprising about this build is that all you have to do is just grab the hammer and lift it up. It sits on there at an angle and it kind of locks in place sort of. And I like how they used part of the new road plates to make the base of the UCS display stand here. I've got to say it's really good parts usage here to use the video band that they use for the little boxes as part of the handle strap. You can't really put your arm around it, but I think that is a fantastic use for a piece that would otherwise have no purpose. There was a feature that I didn't find in the instructions or on the box, but I know of it because I've seen other videos on it. But you can open up the little sides here on either side, and there's a little stand that has an infinity gauntlet, it has the Tesseract, and it has the flame from Thor Ragnarok. And it's really hard to get in and out of there. If you've ever played Operation, then you know what I'm talking about. You just can't get the piece in there without it bumping the sides. But it is cool that you can store this in there because it doesn't really have a place otherwise. And they're all part of the Thor storyline, so it's nice to have them in this set. And we've completed the BMW Motorcycle. What's interesting about this is it's actually our first Technic set in so many years. And it was a really fun build. It was very difficult, but it looks nice. It's got a lot of cool features that you can play around with, and it makes a fantastic display piece if you plan on just sitting it on a shelf to look at. Our next build is something really special to me. This is the Wave 3 of Power Miners. This is Lava Traz. And I remember seeing this thing on the television as a kid, all the commercials they used to have for it. I absolutely love Power Miners, as you know, and this is really just helping me stay on task trying to get all the Power Miner sets. I'm trying to collect them all. It's got two minifigures, it's got a rock monster, it's got a large lava monster, it's got a little classic shooter here with the bionicle pieces with little balls you could shoot. It's got a small little build. The actual structure has a little place where you can hold the little shooting balls. You can see the cage to the right with the 4 giant walls. You can pop off the side to show the little power crystals, which is what it's all about. And there's this really cool vending machine here where you can actually stick the money in. And when you push the money in, it drops a little soda out. And I thought this was like the coolest thing when I saw this. I'm so glad this is in this build. And then you can go over to the actual cage containment area, and you can see there's a sliding little crane where you can slide it back and forth, and you can pinch the little claws so that it can hold the rock monster, whatever. And then on the front, you can actually pop off the front gate to show like the monster is escaping. But I think this is a fantastic build. I really miss this kind of set, the play set, and I really just miss this theme. I'm glad to have these, glad to have the ability to collect them. Atlanta Brick Co seems to have some every time I go, so I'll try and pick them up one at a time if I can, as long as they keep getting a steady flow of the sets. And we picked up the Chum Bucket. Now recently we've come across the Krusty Krab and Sandy's Rocket, but this is really awesome. Couldn't believe we found this at Atlanta Brick Co. It's got all of the early Plankton schemes to get the Krabby Patty. It's got a really cool SpongeBob figure with it, and it also comes with the robot sponge. You can display it from the front, which is probably the best way to do it, but you can also flip it around and you can find Karen, you can find a Krabby Patty scanner, the robot with the charging station, and a little area to make it look like SpongeBob is transforming into the robot. Personally, I think my favorite part about this set are the doors. I really love the design, how it looks just like it did in the TV show, but I think it's a fantastic set to have either way because we do have the Krusty Krab and now we have the Chum Bucket. It'd be really cool if we could find some way to put these across from each other. And last but not least, I had this idea to try and use the characters that don't really fit into our city, so I want to try and build a scene for them and display them, you know, take some pictures of it, show you guys, but then dismantle it and try again with people like, you know, Mr. Good and Evil here. I'd like to try it with the Mime and a few other characters to try and just get them to have their own spot in our city, you know, try and make some use of them instead of just putting them on a shelf and never using them. So right here I've got Mr. Good and Evil in his lab, right as the police break in and discover all his experiments. I actually built this on the old base of the old architecture set, the White House, and it was just the perfect size to build something large like this, and I'd like to use it as a template in the future if I can. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you think about it in the comments. We've got a lot of great Star Wars content coming up in May, so we're preparing for that. Be sure to subscribe to see all future content, and thanks for watching.